to all of my lovely, amazing little cuties out there. I hope you're having a good day because it's just about to get better. And it's because we're gonna have another Dingo performance. Now, Dingo performances are slightly longer and my neck is completely stuck. So if I'm gonna look a little stiff, it's because I literally cannot turn my head. But of course, I couldn't miss this particular occasion because this is 17 on Dingo performance. Now, the first time I've ever reacted to 17 was just approximately a month ago, and my entire Patreon just filled up with people that were 17 fans. So a lot of the stuff that was redeemed there was actually from 17. And the result is that on my Patreon currently you're gonna find a very custom reaction to 17 Habit. And we also have Kiddled from 17 and a reaction to DK and Seungkwan is Say Yes. And that's just the beginning. So if you want these extra reactions and you want to redeem more and support this very, very demonetized channel on the way, I'll really appreciate it. Link is gonna be down in the description and the pinned comment. Of course, if you are interested in everything singing and music related, then this is the right place for you. So please don't forget to subscribe. And lastly, no worries, I'm not gonna make it too long of an intro because I'm excited as well. If you are interested in the singing lessons, then please head to my webpage and there you should find all the information you're gonna need about my singing lessons. So if you are ready to start, then come and join us. And now, without any further ado, 17 and their Dingo performance. So the last time, or the first time I've reacted to 17, I really praised their composition skills, which I learned there is a particular somebody who's, you know, composing. Very talented. Look at all of them. Oh my god. I feel like I've never got to properly see them. There was always some type of a division. So it is really, really, really cool to see them all together. Like in a very clean setting so you can focus on each separately. Let me put up the sound a little. Let's go! Let's go, guys! Oh, and again, I am still learning the names, so I am still not 100%. There's been a lot of new groups that I recently reacted to, so I'm doing my best. If I like someone particularly, then let me know down in the comments, but if I'm not gonna remember all of their names yet, I'm so sorry about it. I'm slowly learning. I really have a memory of the goldfish. You gotta forgive me that. Hey yo, I know this handsome man. Oh, I know this one. I know this one. You know what? By the way, if you ever feel like in a song the whisper is very intense, which it can be, very funny little detail about whispering is that it's actually almost more straining than actual talking. So if my singers have, for example, their you know, quiet days, so they have their like at least 2 days with no talking, so kind of like a silent treatment for their vocal cords to recover. No whispering. Whispering be actually more straining than singing and talking itself, so it does create a certain tension. Even though it's a whispering, it can create a little bit of a tension. Both of them have a very pretty voice. I like that the second singer started with a little bit of a fry, which was extremely pronounced. It was very obvious that it was there on purpose and that he wanted to start the song with a little bit of a drive. But mostly what I like about both of these singers is that even though they do not have like deeply set voices or overtly warm voices, they have nicely plugged in both of their kind of timbres, the chest leaning timbre and then the timbre from that mix and head. And I think having all of that in your kind of palette of the sound that your voice is painting is really, really nice, because there you can see that they're really incorporating every part of their voice. Okay, this was almost insane. Their voices, those two guys have such a similar voice that if I wouldn't see that, you know, it was two different people, I wouldn't know. Like, listen to that again. I will not rewind too much because my poor head is gonna fall off. But but listen to this. This was like almost twins. Twins do be twinning. He has so much charisma. I feel like he is the type of a person that his entire life he's gonna have a little bit of a kid inside. Like, he is that type of a person. Playful. A little bit of a huskiness in his voice. I think that's why he is so confident in it. It is very charismatic and very out there. I'm not gonna, again, this is the first song that I'm only gonna be stepping so often, but this one, very smiley face, which I call it when we have this very positive, optimistic timbre and it's so smiley and very, very bright. I think it's really admirable that you incorporate so many voices in the song, because it's really heavy and difficult for vocal arrangement, but also, to be completely fair, it's really interesting to me that you managed to have that many people together, going through a whole live episode, basically, together, and just managed to have them in a good relationship and working well together and be very creative together. I think that is, yeah, that's really cool to me. I've never thought it would be possible to a certain point, you know, to manage this many people and just have them together, coexist, be happy together and be creative and have this very strong creative force without them kind of pushing over each other. So that's really cool.
네, 다음 곡은요. 저희 세븐틴에게 첫
And you can really tell that they have good relationship. Like, you can really tell that this is not strictly, you know, like a business relationship where we have to act like we like each other, but like in the real life, you know, we don't have to, you know, but you can see that they genuinely enjoy each other's company.
1위를 안겨준 아주 소중한 앨범의 타이틀곡 예쁘다인데요. 이걸 보시는 모든 분들 예쁘다. 감기에는 약 배고프면 밥 너에는 나처럼 사전에 널 찾으면 나로 정의돼 쓰면 좋겠단 말야 근데 오늘은 대체 어떻게 해야 돼 인터넷에 다 물어볼까 I don't know 어떤 거 Yeah baby come on
Both of them super smiley voices. If you go back, the complete atmosphere changes when those two guys start to sing. Very lifted, but they are not too lifted up and octave would be lifted smiley, but dear. So we have it nicely grounded, but smiley and uplifting and very bright. Nice, pretty grounded, warm voice. It's always nice to have something like that. I call it a bass line. It's very, very nice to have it stable, warm, and just nice to listen to because you can really build on top of that. Very nicely supported climb down. Like you could feel that it was very, with a good resistance, nicely supported, not too breathy. Now that was the person I've talked about who's composing the songs. His tone is really interesting.
네, 다음 곡은 어쩌나입니다. 근데 이쯤 돼서 저는 슈아의 재롱을 보고 가고 싶은데요. 네, 삼행시 한번 보고 갈까요?
어쩌나 한번 가볼까요?
하나, 둘, 셋.
어쩌면 하나, 둘, 셋. 저 멀리서 하나, 둘, 셋. 나.
Bunch of comedians, I swear.
실패. 나의 밤은 딥딥 켜져 있는 TV 시끄럽지 내 맘처럼 넌 대체 어떠한 이유로 내 맘을 껐다 켰다 네 멋대로인지 그게 싫단 난 게 아니고 No 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 혹시니까 너무 할까봐.
Nice climb down. It's not entirely clean. A little bit of breath coming through, but it's really nice because it's cushioning that kind of fall.
나는 너며 네 노버도 너는 마치 지도 없는 서머 yeah 너는 여친 내가 느껴봤던 쓸쓸함의 온전 네 생각에 잠 못 자다가 보면 오전
Spot the bias. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm trying my best. I'm neutral. I'm perfectly, I'm professional. I don't lean to nobody. I don't have biases ever. Oh. This person, you can look at his stance, he's just so confident. He's like literally micromanaging everybody around him, even we cannot see it, but he has everybody like under the finger. He's listening to everybody. So, like when you have like the main dancer, and a lot of times the main dancer also like contributes or even creates the choreography. Very similar thing happens with a singers, even though it's not maybe that obvious. But if you have a singer that either composes or do the arrangement for the voices, you can see them literally like having everything under control. The entire performance, like they are eyeing everybody there. Loki having everything under control, which I see him doing so much. And when it comes to his voice, in interesting timbre, he's picking it a lot to the back and to the very to the back, push to the back and wider. He reminds me a tiny little bit Jimin from BTS, but he has it slightly more pronounced. A very interesting artist. I really am really enjoying him a lot. Gorgeous mix. That was very confident, very nicely sounding one.
네, 이 곡은 저희의 OST 곡인데요.
아.
1위를 했던 곡이죠.
1위를 한 곡인데 호시 얼굴에는 고민이 가득하네요. 왜 그런 거죠?
형, 나 사실 아주 어릴 때 고민했지 난 내 맘 알아줄 누가 있을까 사랑이란 거.
So So you can see what he's doing. It's a little bit of a tension building. There's a very strong kind of start to the phrase and then kind of low-key diffusing it into kind of an underbreath. Dun, 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 there's always that little kind of underbreath to the finish of the phrase. It's really nice for building the tension in the voice that is not really that much there. It's creating a feeling that there's more tension than there actually is. Words don't come easy to me today. Good one.
어디 시작해 청춘이라 어쩌고 그딴 말은 필요해 You don't give a F about 여느 고딩 같은 게 Till I take a test 평가받는 게 지겨워 wanna be with my friends 지금
Yeah, I like his tone quality a lot too. Like his timbre is very, very, very pretty. It's very laid back. Oh, hold on. I'm like trying to focus. Hold on. I need to replay that a little bit because
Take a test 평가받는 게 지겨워 wanna be with my friends 지금
yeah. So they laid him slightly lower, which I think is very fitting him because he has a nicely grounded tone quality, but it would be really interesting to see him climb up. So if we have any footage, which I'm pretty sure that somebody somewhere will emerge and will be like, here, Kat, take this. Here, this is the footage. So if we have footage of him singing slightly high, I will appreciate it. But I really, really like his very laid back flow. I enjoy those type of flows recently a lot because there's been more and more various types of approaches to rap and K-pop, which is really interesting. And yeah, I like his tone quality a lot. It's very comforting, I would say. And my video just frozen because of him. Okay, let me restart it. All three of them, very, very nice voices. Like you can tell their experience. Oh, one thing that really interests me about 17 is that you can tell that they all have substantial experience. It's not like, okay, so this is the line of people who've started earlier. They have the most experience. Is very obvious. Like, yeah, of course, the experience fluctuates, like that's necessarily, you cannot have like that many people on the same level, but still incredibly interesting that there's just a lot of very well experienced singers. Also, one more thing is that they are not monotone. Every single one of them has a little bit of a quirk when it comes to technique as well, which a lot of times, I'm not even speaking about the same boy groups or girl groups, doesn't matter. They're very unified in their style of singing. I think it's mainly because the companies they don't even have like one unified style of singing for a group. They usually have one unified style of singing for the entire company. So for all the groups that are under the company, because they are also providing them with vocal coaches and, the certain singing aesthetics. That's why for me 17 is actually very interesting because they do have their own little tiny quirks in their styles and in their technique as well, which just tells me that they had a certain space to develop on their own or with the different professionals that they're working with, which is rare and really cool to see. That climb down was actually very tricky, so well done.
네, 다음 곡은 정규 3집의 수록곡 스냅슛입니다. 자, 우리의 소중한
They're such clowns. I love them.
다 담아봅시다. 3, 2, 1 알잖아 어차피 쉬운 일은 없지만 서도 난 네가 있었어 모두 다 괜찮아 사랑은
gorgeous. I love his voice. It has just enough energy with it to not exhaust you, so it's not feeling too pressed or pushed, but it has this incredible drive. He has very clean tone, and if he slightly leans into his voice, it's not creating any nasal timbre or something that would be too overpowering. It's just so full of energy. They are having so much fun. It's literally intoxicating. They are transferring it to me. I bet it's transferring to you. Ah. I'm sorry that I'm lacking any commentary. I'm gonna try to comment as much as possible, not to, you know, disrupt you too much either, because this is a 20 minutes video, so you're gonna sit here with me for some time. But yeah, again, very admirable that they can put that many people together, and it works. It works when it comes to, again, the vocal arrangement. I don't know who's doing it. And if they probably do have professional help. Even when people are self-produced, they do have help of professionals, because not just because they wouldn't be able to do it, but at the same time, you really need more opinions in a lot of cases to create a quality kind of material. But their voice arrangement is so well thought through, with really respect towards old voices, and really care and love for all the timbres that are present there. Some are used as essential pieces, some are used as a very substantial kind of base for the entire sound. But even though we have so many people and so many voices, it's not heavy. It's not creating this heavy sound that would be slow and really like weighted down. It's still very uplifting and very, very kind of bright. So you had this really happy-go-lucky kind of song, and it did not feel like it's sang by like what, 30 people. No, they're like I think there's 13 or 14 if I'm correct, and it does not feel like that. It feels very lightweight, with all respect towards every single voice in the group. And I think that is a really admirable vocal arrangement.
지금 널 찾아가고 있어.
When I say that some voices are very nicely, they really shine with a smidge of air through, just to create a little bit more huskiness. This is what I mean. Like, not all voices benefit from like that air cushion that you can create to make them more husky. Not everybody can benefit from that, but his type of voice, absolutely. It sounds like anime sound, and then it makes me move and it hurts, but warmer, lower step, and now the contrast. Very pretty. Pretty little bell there. Oh, that jump was dangerous, but very well done.
내가 도착하기 전까지 잘 지내고 있어야 해.
Oh, can you hear that harmony? That harmony is beautiful.
까지 잘 지내고 있어야 해. 지금 널 찾아가고 있어.
Just please tell me that's an anime soundtrack, please. There's no way. This was so full of energy. Plus that guitars in the background. But there's this little harmony that was there that was so pretty and very detailed. The very last voice was almost unrecognizable, but it finished even above them. Hold on.
끝은 무엇이든 필요해. 하지만 나에겐 늦지 않으니까 우리 다시 만나자. 내가 도착하기 전까지 잘 지내고 있어야 해. 지금 널 찾아가고 있어.
Gorgeously done. Very well.
네, 다음 노래는요. 저희 세븐틴에게 많은 추억을 만들어주고 또 많은 사랑을 받게 해준 올원 앨범의 타이틀곡 울고 싶지 않아입니다.
많이 사랑해주세요.
I also like that everybody got their intro.
울고 싶지 않아. 울고 싶지 않아. 사랑해서 사랑한다는 말이 부족해서 그 어떤 말을 꺼내봐도 너 하나만 아끼던 날들.
You can see that immediately when they go into more lyrical, the clean tone is getting slightly lifted and more rounded. Right, clean. And then we have rounded, warmer. Very different use of air than that tension breath that we had before.
어디 간 거니 내가 싫어 어져서 멀리 간 거니 장난치지마 거기 있는 거 알아 나타날 것 같아 만약 기다리자 널 찾아가야 돼 찾아가야 돼 지금 울면 못 볼지 모르니까
This one. I need to hear him in like a power ballad. If you have anything in store, throw it my way or go to my Patreon and redeem it there. But I need to hear him in a power ballad because I think he really does have all the attributes of being a power belter. And I've heard him like 2 or 3 times with a belt, but it was not focused on him. So.
울고 싶지 않아 울고 싶지 않아 눈물은 많지만 울고 싶지 않아
네, 다음 곡은 홈이라는 노래인데요. 네, 세븐틴의 좀 서정적인 타이틀곡 중 하나입니다. 이 노래의 가사처럼 이 노래가 여러분께 안식처가 될 수 있기를 바랍니다.
Tell me I know 말 좀 해줘 내 안에서 난 네 마음 안에서 날 번호치고 있어 더 겁이 나는 걸 어쩌겠어 난 너가 없으면 내 마음
Well, I don't know this song, but the stop time caught me so off guard again. Their compositions are so good. So good. You don't even have to know those songs to enjoy them. Like, you know, a lot of times you hear the new song and you really have to listen to it a couple of times to just get the mood, you know, get a vibe. Not the same issue with them whatsoever. You can immediately really hop on the vibe of the song and the feeling of it. So much in the back.
조금 어렵겠지만 언제라도 난 여기 서 있어 편하게 생각
Okay, the lyrics are adorable.
Cause I'm your home, 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 home. 네가 올 수 있는 곳, 네가 올 수 있는 곳.
Such entire scheme of the voices, and it's not just that. What I also very much like is that nobody's forced into certain placements and never abandons it, so they don't have like a dedicated head voice, and he would never leave its placement, maybe outside of Blondie that is, you know, composing the songs. Like, he is staying in a certain placement, but I think it's very voluntary because he would be the only person who would be able to change his position. So I think that is preferred from his side. But the rest of them, you don't have anybody who would be like forced to stay somewhere just because, you know. So I really enjoy that, because a lot of times in a lot of groups, I wouldn't say dislike, but I think it's very much of a pity to push somebody into a certain placement and never let them out just because they sound kind of good there. I don't see it happening here, which is something that I can be really proud of, you know?
네, 이번에 들으실 곡은 여름밤에 가장 듣기 좋은 음악입니다. 우리의 새벽은 낮보다 뜨겁다. 어떻게 보면 세븐틴 같은 제목이죠? 원래 새벽은 낮보다 뜨거우면 안 됩니다, 여러분.
모두 잠든 밤 이리 아름다운가 달빛에 담아낸 너의 미소가 어두운 밤을 빛내 파도 같은 웃음소리 귀를 간지럽혀
전부 벗어나 into the wild 그들 기준에 부합하지만 이 시간을 우리 새벽은 더 뜨겁고 날이 밝으면 the world is ours
저 멀리 불빛 우리의 추억이 되고 넘치는 파도 그 안에 남겨둔 우리 글씨에 서로
And like, focus then. Like, be like Kat. Why are you focusing on so many other things? Focus on singing solely and only. How can I? How? It's like a bunch of clowns. I don't know. They are, first of all, they are adorable. They're funny as hell. It is really hard to focus on them sometimes from like the vocal coach point of view, because like I just enjoy their presence and enjoy their energy so much.
우리의 새벽은 낮보다 뜨거워 아침이 올 때까지
See, you have to know how to utilize the power of voices, and if you would have all of these songs in this fashion, which that's exactly what I was talking about, that they are a lot of voices, a lot of them, and strong ones. And to make them sound not overpowering and like kind of marchy, which this was like ta ta da ta da ta ta da da ta da ta. That was on purpose to feel like a little bit of a march, a little bit of like of a chant. That was on purpose, but it's really hard not to get that effect everywhere else in the song. So well done.
다시 찾아올 그때 넌 더 찾아줄게 그때 어떨까 찾아줘 그땐 그때
Okay, so our next song is Darling. It's our first English track and it's a love letter to our carrots. So hope you guys really love this song.
We do. We adore it. Darling was the song that introduced me to 17, and I couldn't praise it enough when it came to composition, especially. And there's this, I don't know if it's gonna be included, but there was this little bridge there that I like absolutely did not expect. It's a beautiful song, a nice showcase of their voices, so I'm excited.
And
I'll be
stream
blushing.
Darling.
Darling.
I want to know what problem, birth type or DNA. First day my feet and worry, do you babe? Yeah. Do it for your call every night, but I can't wait no more. Darling, you, sorry, darling.
All right. First of all, that run. That really high placement is very tricky. It can crumble anytime. So he has my utter respect that he has like almost zero stress on him. Like, look at him. He was not worried. Honestly, I think in this song, his voice stands out the most. Telling you. Very pretty, very pushed back, wider. It's very unique. Not even technique or like a style of singing. It's very unique, but he is utilizing it so well. And it's always standing out, like immediately, like when it's there, you immediately notice that. So lonely. Falling to you, I'm always diving. Doubting you. I see you, you see me. Care for you, you care for me. We can be all we need. Mommy, I won't take you for granted. I'ma treat you better. I'ma treat you better. I'ma see you better. I'ma see you better. So honey, now come into my arms, yeah. Kiss me, baby.
Kiss me, baby.
No! Is there gonna be more? No! I'm sorry, you can tell that this song is on my playlist.
너무 잔잔했다. 다시 올라야 되잖아. 여러분, 분위기 한번 끌어올려볼까? 오케이. Dingo make some noise. 여러분 준비됐다면 손에 볼날 때까지 박수. 준비됐어요? Come on. 박수. DK. 오케이, 에스쿱스 질 수 없잖아. 지면 안 되지. 먼저 보여줘. 박수.
This is like a bunch of bros at a bar and a karaoke, and they're just the song already started, you know? And they're still like hyping each other up, like who's gonna start actually singing, and they're just like exchanging at the microphone, and everybody just does a little bit of like a funny sound, and nobody actually wants to start to sing because everybody's too shy. I swear to God.
17 right here.
Ooh, that background. Ooh, nice one. That's why I want to hear him solo a lot, and I'm not particularly talking about him, just I really like each of their voices, but he's one of the few people overall that I've heard from most of the boy bands that is very well connected to his chest voice, and is not really like stressed from using it, which happens a lot of times. Like you hear the voices which, if they would connect more, it would have such a beautiful, rich depth, and he's using it. So I would love to hear it more. Ooh, beautiful bells. That wasn't mix, that was bell. Very pretty one.
오케이, 왼쪽 준비됐어? 오른쪽 준비됐어?
I'm always enjoying Dingo because it's such a ride of just like, it's like catching up with somebody's career in like, what, 20 minutes? I'm sorry. Something that happened in like years, and everybody, all of their fandom went through it with them, you know, every comeback, every extra release, every album, like every era, you know, and you catch up with that in 20 minutes. It's definitely a lot, but I really enjoy every single ride. Like every time I react to Dingo, it's great.
Left and right. 여러분, 앞만 기다립니다. 바로.
왼쪽 오른쪽 왼쪽 오른쪽
하나 둘셋 yeah I run up 그 누구의 말도 안 되는 그 말을 들어 어쩌고 저쩌고 시끄러 시세
우리에게 필요한 건 달콤한 내일이잖아 행가리 하늘 향해 달리고 달려봐도 너같이 언제압질이냐고 달리는 것만으로도 충분하다고
Oh my god, he's so good. Honestly, he knows exactly when he can still afford to stay in the belting space and where he should be already lifting into that mix to keep it very stable. Yeah, also very hype song, so much more difficult for the breath control.
뭐 어쩌라고 안 뛰는 것도 방법이라고 아무렴 하하하하 숨어만 더 하하하하 이곳에 결승 손을 막말 때 say rhyme now 시원하게
Yeah goes right
Raps and right Raps and right Raps and right Rap it Left and right Left and right Left and right Rap it Let's go 기분 좋을 땐 걱정 없이 더더 확실하게 follow me
Yeah goes right
Left and right Left and right Left and right Rap it
This one I'm definitely writing down because this one was fun. It had a lot of vibe with it, and even though I am not on par with my dancing to my singing, but this I might even handle dance-wise, you know, like, and I'm horrible dancer.
아쉽지만 마지막 곡만 남겨놓았네요. 오케이.
Oh, this is a very, very, very new release. So if you haven't checked their last album, with their fourth full album, which is called Face the Sun, definitely please go check it out and support their release. I think they're still promoting it, so if you've enjoyed this performance so far, make sure to go give them a listen and discover them a little bit more, and yeah, support their new release. I think they really do deserve it. They worked hard on it.
가장 뜨거운 곡이죠. 가장 뜨거운 곡 세븐틴의 정규 4집 타이틀곡 하 들려드리겠습니다.
도겸아 가보자
밤이 오는 낮 하늘은 붉은색 모든 세상에 빛을 하는 듯한 벅찬 심호흡과 리듬과 your vibe maintain
This person, he is so playful with his voice and he knows it so well. I've heard so much of his like entire timbre scale that probably no one else showed me that amount of versatility as he did when it came to his voice. I've got everything from him. I've got full of tension, clean, very powerful and punchy. I've got very airy and soft. I've got everything. Everything.
우리는 dropping like hard
어제가 feeling so hard
이 노래 burning like hard
우리는 drop like hot 어제가 feeling so hard yeah I'm running too hot Let's go 향해 불을 붙여라
I can't help myself. Like, he's trying to look very upset, like very intense, but I still see like a little cute puppy. He has that very, very smiley, kind and puppy face. I appreciate it, but like, I can't. I can't.
네 지금까지 세븐틴이었습니다. 네 세븐틴 감사합니다.
저희 핫 많이 사랑해주세요. 사랑해주세요. 딩고 사랑합니다.
Are we gonna have an extra or this is it? Let me just check.
아 이건 해야지 세븐틴의 메가 히트곡
We do have an extra.
어떤 사람은 말아줘 연애는 연애뿐이라고 그걸로 끝이라고
그렇다면 시작점이 끝이 될 수 있겠네.
I enjoy him a lot too. He has a very punchy flow, so it's not that laid back, low sad, but it's like You have to have a good charisma for that, or it's just not, it has to match your personal charisma for it to be believable. And he is really truly very charismatic. He's taking up a lot of space when it comes to the personality. You can tell like his personality is really shining through. And I'm not even mentioning that very pronounced little huskiness that he has natural in his voice, which is very fitting to his style. So good job. That is the sunshine of the group, and don't tell me that he's not. His voice is like a liquid gold, like it's very uplifting and is like a little bit into his nose, but it's not nasal whatsoever. It's very clean. I bet he never puts down his corners while singing, like ever, ever, ever. It's making your sound so much more positive. Like imagine immediate change. They are definitely two of the best singers of the group when it comes to very difficult positions and very difficult placements. And they're pretty much on par. I'm very interested in both of them. So if you have something, just throw it at me. Throw it my way. All right, I'll be waiting for it. Very unique two singers. Very different from each other, but very good. Beautiful mix. Nicely opened. And that sound was gorgeous.
길이 너무도 짧아요. 내일 이 시간에 또 만나요. DRNGO Dingo Killing Voice 17 collaboration. 네, 저희 세븐틴 정규 4집 앨범 타이틀곡 핫 많이 사랑해 주시고요. 저희 세븐틴
I enjoyed the subtle. I'm just gonna say it now because I'm gonna forget it. I really enjoyed the subtle little harmonies that you almost cannot spot until you don't listen close enough. But the layers and the structure, it's never monotone. There's been so many layers in those songs and in that whole entire performance that if you would really focus on it, and if you would like really go layer after layer, it's you're just gonna start to unravel how insanely layered it is and just how much detailed it is. It felt like such a lightweight, easy, very like free performance, which it was. It was also the atmosphere which they tried to, you know, deliver. But technically,
킬링 보이스도 많이 사랑해주세요. 지금까지 세븐틴이었습니다. 세븐틴 감사합니다. Thank you, Dingo. 안녕.
thank you.
Dingo, bye.
All right, I'm incredibly interested in those two main singers, but overall, I'm very interested in more of their own like performances, like of an entire group, vocal line. I just wanna have more. I think it's incredibly rare to have this composition of voices and just of people who are very well experienced in their singing, like nobody's visibly lacking, you know? So yeah, I really did enjoy this performance. If you did as well, and you are a big 17 fan, or you would like me to react to some of the performances that you have on your mind and you would just want me to see them, definitely go and check my Patreon. And if you did enjoy this reaction, please don't forget to subscribe right here. Here is the video that YouTube recommends for you, and here is a rest of my Korean reactions. Please stay safe and healthy. I'll see you next time.